there's a concept, a psychological concept that I don't talk about in the book, but I want to talk about here, which is they nicknamed it the other shoe effect. What this is that when we're interacting as humans, we know that everyone has faults, everyone has imperfections. And we know that in a first impression, especially a scripted first impression, one like the Shark Tank, or even like an important video meeting or presentation or TED Talk, or even first date, we know that that walk up, the first few lines are probably pretty rehearsed, right? We know that's going to be buttoned up, and we expect it to be buttoned up. Like, we expect that someone is going to be their best self on a first date. We're like hoping they're going to bring their best stories, their wittiest jokes, their best self. What we are waiting for as humans is the other shoe to drop. We all know that everyone has some sort of imperfection. And so what's interesting is that in a job interview or a negotiation, if someone doesn't let the shoe drop until the very end, the other people have a really hard time believing anything because part of their brain is going, what's the other shoe? What's the other shoe? What's the other shoe? And so I think what happened there is I see this all the time. So we do all these pitch analyses where we watch people's pitches over and over and over again, whether they're to a boss or investors. And this is what happens. They have this great, tight, scripted delivery, great presentation, buttoned up body language, great vocal power, and they get pushed on just the right hot button issue, or they sense a negative cue from someone or doubt. And they drop the other shoe. They don't just drop the other shoe, they throw the other shoe. They take off both their shoes. And it like the whole effect, the whole wall crumbles. What you're better off doing is either dropping the shoe yourself. So saying, after you have a great first impression, saying, and this is how the best Shark Tank pitches, I think, do this. They give a great first few minutes and they say, listen, I want to come clean about something. One of the things that we're really worried about is this, and I need your help on that. That's dropping a shoe and saying, and I'm here to get help on that. Ooh, the sharks love it. They eat it up. The worst thing you can do is have this hidden question that's going to unleash a whole box of snakes, because that's when people sniff out, oh man, you just dropped the other shoe and it was even worse than I thought.
I mean, we were just sitting back, chopping it up, reminiscing about the good old days and all that.
Let's go with Damon first. Damon, the question I want to ask you today is, has there been a pivotal time in your life, a moment, an experience, good or bad, that gave you brand new perspective on either your business life or personal life? I know your background a little bit, so I sort of think I know the answer to that question. But
Yeah, you know what? I think it was a time that I had sold maybe $300,000 in clothes. I went and turned my house into a factory. I took out a $100,000 loan on my house. I turned around, bang, in a blink of an eye, I had $500 left in the bank, and I was 4 months late on the mortgage. And the reason why was I didn't understand how to operate and use the tool of money. I was paying for raw goods in advance. I was paying for a staff and salaries, and I knew that at that point my drive was good enough, but I needed to also know about my numbers. And I probably wouldn't have been here until I found a strategic partner who gave me financial intelligence.
Who you like or
love
who
that.
looks good.
Mark, let's go a little different direction. Let's talk about your self-talk.
My self-talk?
Yeah. So like what goes on in there when either you're up against, you're in the struggle, or you're getting a win? What does it sound like in there?
I got to do the work, right? What is it that I can do to give myself an advantage? Am I willing to put in the time? And where can I find information or people or skills that can give me an edge? And don't quit.
I have a PhD in faith.
When I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission, and I'll work until I either win or lose. And I'm going to have to get really, really bloody and really dragged out before I'll concede and think that I've lost. So, I'm a grinder. There's just no other way to put it.
A follow-up question: how often are you wrong?
A lot. But you know what? It's like failure. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. You just have to be right one time. I try to make my mistakes little mistakes, and my wins big wins. And if you get enough of those big wins, everybody thinks you're smart.
David, don't you think that's what gets people stuck a lot of times? Is they get stuck in, I failed once, and so they think it's going to be permanent failure. Or even worse, the peanut gallery. Oh, he didn't make it one time, so he's not going to do it again.
I absolutely believe so, but I think, if you're not making, a lot of mistakes, you're not making a lot of moves, right? But are they affordable mistakes? And that's the process, making mistakes, because, what a real entrepreneur does is they act, correct, they learn, and then they repeat. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're not born with all this knowledge, and nobody else is, right? You have to go out there. You have to take affordable, steps and make the mistakes many and very small, and it'll curate and get you ready for when you have to make those big decisions.
Being a great entrepreneur is like being a great lover. You go, you talk to your partner, you do it, you said, did you like it? And if they say yes, you do it again.
If they say no, what do? You
go back and you try it again and learn from it.
Iterate.
You iterate, right?
I think this is great that you're doing something
Power Broke is
different.
a powerful book.
I think in our world,
and I love your book as well.
Will to Win.
Business is
How to win is business. How to win is sport of business.
That's the Will to Win. The Will to Win is yours too?
No. How to win is sport of business.
How to win is sport of business.
Make dreams come true.
It's hard to fall off the floor, right? You're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
You feel like you're there.
I love breaking
And
the
I think a lot of people feel like, this is the end. How do you know when you're at rock bottom? How do you know when it's time to cut bait? How do you know when it's time to pivot? What's that? What's that feel like?
It all depends on what your meaning of success is, right? If your meaning of success is, I want to work 3 months out of the year and I want to spend time with my kids, then you know what it is. If it is, I want to work in a non-profit, but that's just a different tax filing, right? But I want to spend time saving and stopping human trafficking. It all depends on where you're setting your bar and what you deem as success.
Why don't you have your own place?
Last question, Mark. What is your legacy? How do you want people to remember Mark Cuban?
He raised 3 amazing kids, Alexis and Alyssa and Jake. They made their mark in the world. They wake up every morning with a smile on their face looking forward to the day. If I can do that, I'm a hero.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Why do I keep watching?
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Why do I
Very much. Thank you.
That's Robert.
I mean, we were just sitting back, chopping it up, reminiscing about the good old days and all that. Tracking my roots, where I came from and where I'm going. But like I say, man, always said it. It's not about the destination. It's all about the journey. Ain't nothing changed but the weather. The dangling carrot that hang from the rear view. Your dreams in the past ain't nowhere near you. Backseat drivers got nothing but 2 cents. Shotgun riders too biased, they all liars. I should get an A for effort, I'm too tired. But I'm never giving up, that's why I'm kinda admired. Role model, like it or not, I gotta play it. Sugarcoat the rhyme sometimes, but still say it. Said I was quitting at 40 is just a fib. I'm still a kid that's wiping the food off of my bib. You ever wanted something so bad that you could taste it? Cried over every opportunity wasted. Good and bad news, which one you want first? Either way you pick, the bad still gon' hurt you the worst. I never got the bask in the fruit.